Okay.
We are
Hi, my name is Jessica.
So Jessica, can you tell us how long you've been in the company and just a little bit about your story and how you got started?
Yes. Um, June 29 this year, it's gonna be 2 years that I joined the company. I am actually a $10 baby, if anybody knows what that is. Um, that I joined when it was $10. So I've been in the business for almost 2 years. So in June it's gonna be 2 years. I promoted to Ruby last year when I came back from conference. So I hit the 90-day run, and that's when I hit my first promotion right after conference. Um, I just came back and I'm like, I have to do this. I can't stay at distributor. Actually, I was an executive because of my husband. I'm like, I have to do this, and it happened right after conference. Um, the reason why I joined, well, I had many reasons, but what my main reason why I joined the business was because my son got diagnosed with high functioning autism, and I had to start therapies, behavior therapy, social therapies, and speech therapies right away. And at the time, I was going to school and also looking for a job. Um, and I realized that school was going to get in the way, and me getting the job was going to get in the way of my son's therapies. So I ended up giving up school, and I quit looking for jobs. And I joined the company. I said, I have to make this work. I already had used the product prior, um, so I know it was stuff that I love, stuff that worked. Plus, I needed to lose weight. So I joined with intentions of making this work as of, like, to get an income for me to be able to stay at home and be able to be good financially and help out my husband. So that's my why. That's the reason why I joined. What else do you want me to say for now?
Okay. I told my team this last month promoted to Emerald. And I want you to tell everybody how far away you were from Emerald, because the month ended last month on a Sunday and I saw this girl on a Wednesday night and she was like, it's too far away, I can't do it. I can't. It's too many points. How am I even gonna do this? So I want you to walk everyone through like that night and what made you decide you were gonna go for it, and tell everybody how far you were and how you did it.
Okay, so I already told you guys that I hit my first promotion in 2018, right after conference. And then when I came back from conference, we also got in a 90-day run this time around as well. Um, so I was struck, like, when I came back from conference, I scored this amazing girl that is a runner, and she helped structure for my Emerald. And I'm like the type of person that doesn't really look at charts because it's very overwhelming to me. And actually, Misty, my triple diamond upline, um, or Mary's upline, messaged me on Tuesday, and she said, "How far are you?" And that's when I realized that I had the Emerald structure. But still, it wasn't clear to me. So on Wednesday, when we went to the meeting at the Entrepreneur Center, Mary laid it out for me. And she's like, you're missing volume here, here, and here. And she's like, you just fill in the boxes and come up with the volume. And I'm looking at her like, are you for real? Like, this is a lot of volume and we have 4 days left. But I still said, she says, can you do this? And I said, yes. Like, I said yes.
How much was it, so everybody has a clear idea of how far you were?
It was 3,447 in volume. So it was almost 4,000. It was a lot of volume. Um, pretty much my husband was structured for Ruby, and I was missing all the volume on his side because the distributors I have on their side, they're like around 100 to 200 in volume each month. And then my girls on the other side, they're working, but they were still missing a lot of volume. So I sat down right after the meeting and I started messaging people. On Tuesday, I had created a message. I think I shared it with you, Melissa. I don't know if you saved it. I can share it with you guys again. I just need to pull it up. But pretty much I put it together, asking for help if they, if they can order something from me, or they can place their order because they've told me before they wanted to. So I'm asking if they can order. And then I also went and messaged all my old loyal customers, all my distributors that signed up and never did anything with the business, and asked them if they can buy something so they can help me out. And also use that message as, like I said, as a follow-up, and ask, can you order the thermophyte eggs, or can you order the keto coffee you've been wanting to buy? And that night, before I went home, I put in 200 in volume. And then I was working with Teresa, so she was helping me with my promotion. So she put in another, I think it was like another 90. So we came up with almost 300 in volume that night. And then from there, we just took off. Like, I went home and I kept messaging people, and I kept telling them, that this promotion meant a lot for me. I put in the message that I do this for my son because it's important for me to stay at home because he has autism and I need to provide therapies. So people knew my why in that little short message. And they were all ordering. They're like, yes, I want this or I want that. But it took for me to ask, and this is something that I had never done. Even when I hit my Ruby promotion, I don't think I asked anybody to please help me out and buy something from me. I came up with that volume when I hit Ruby by signing up loyal customers, following up with them. It did take me a year and a half to go Ruby, to decide to go Ruby, because I'm sure if I would have done what I did with my Emerald last month, I would have gone Ruby like fast. But I didn't take that action. I am thankful that at least for that year and a half, I prepared myself to be a leader, of a Ruby leader, because you also need to prepare yourself to be able to train 3 people and help them duplicate what you do. So I took that time for doing that. But I'm sure that if I would have taken that action that I took last month, I would have been Ruby way long ago. And I know it's going to be faster for me to be Diamond, but it was massive action. And it was just like messaging. I think I went to sleep till like 1 a.m. on Wednesday. And then next day I woke up and I kept messaging people, and I woke up to messages. I went through my contacts, and I went through my follow-ups. And this is stuff that I normally don't do, because that's one of the things, like, messaging is a little bit out of my comfort zone. Like, I want people to come to me, and this is really not how it works. Like, we have to come to people, like, especially to those that told us that they want the coffee, they just never go through. It's our job to follow up with them. Like, they're not going to come to us. And I say that because it's happened to me that I don't follow up, and then they either sign up with somebody else, or they sign up as distributors with somebody else, or they buy from somebody else because somebody else follow up with them. Like, I blitz them, but somebody else follow up with them. So definitely that's one thing that I haven't stopped doing since, like, the month ended, March ended, but I still been messaging people. I said, I can't stop messaging people. Like, I just can't. This is part of the business, and this is what's gonna make me the money. Messaging is where it's at. Yes, posting, we have to post stories, we have to put stories, but posting, like Pam Satter says, posting is not asking. So it took me to ask for 4 days consistently, like, since I woke up till I went to sleep, messaging people. That's what I did for 4 days consistently.
So I want you guys to know she said some important things here. Messaging is what's going to make you money, and following up is what's going to make you money. I know everyone didn't get a chance to watch that enrolling distributor video with Ashley Mayfield, but take some time today to watch it because it has valuable information, super valuable information. And one of the presidential diamonds on there said just what Jessica said. It takes 5, sometimes to 21 conversations on social media for you to enroll somebody. And I'm not saying you're going to ask them, are you ready to buy my product every time? That's not what we're saying. That means interaction. That means they post and you say, how was your weekend? Oh my gosh, that restaurant looks great. How was the food there? That's part of the follow-up. It's not necessarily saying, are you ready to buy today? That's not the process of follow-up. I think some people get confused. I think the process of follow-up is you're going to ask them if they're going to buy the product 20 times. No, they're going to be like, what the fuck? This girl just keeps like messaging me 80 times about buying. Like, no, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that in their inbox. This is a conversation business. This is a connection business. This is a relationship-based business. If you're doing that consistently every day, the two of you have very big followings on Facebook. You don't have 100 friends on Facebook. You guys have thousands of friends on Facebook. So if you're not utilizing every single day this month to interact with them, you're missing out on sales. You're missing out on sales because when you're interacting with them and then the next post you do is a video of you making your coffee, they're going to be like, tell me more about this coffee. Or you can simply say when you see them on your live, this is a great way to start a conversation. I just did it this morning. I made my coffee on purpose just to see who was going to be on my live this morning. Because I'm kind of like stuck in that moment where like, okay, I know I have a lot of messages to send, but I don't even know who to start with because I have too many people to follow up with. So let me just see who's interested. So guess what I did? I went on Facebook Live. I made my coffee. All the people that I saw pop up, I messaged them and I said, hi, good morning. Thanks for being on my live. It means so much to me that you watched my live. Guess what happened? This girl was like, oh my gosh, I need to lose weight, but my husband doesn't get paid till this day. And I really want to try your products. Cool. Never talked to her before. That's how you message somebody. That's how you talk about this business with somebody. So I'm not telling you to send like messages to people that you don't know. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying it's about the connection. It's about the follow-up. I follow up with people forever until they tell me to go away or until they tell me I'm blocking you. Or like that's when I stop following up with them. Because guess what? Just what Jessica said. I have seen people sign up with other people because I forgot to follow up with them. And then like their sister joins the business or like their cousin joins the business and then they join the business with them. Of course, they message me afterwards and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. My sister doesn't either. Can you help me? Like, yeah, that's happened. But that was my bad. I didn't follow up. So they went and enrolled with somebody else. That's my fault because I didn't take the action. So I want you guys to understand it takes massive action and massively doing something that makes you uncomfortable to reach a promotion. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens 100% by intention and wanting to do it every day, like your life depends on it. Because for Jessica, her life depended on it. That needed to happen for her family. It was not an option. It was, I need to stay home with my son because I'm not going to put him in daycare. I need to pay for these therapies because they're not going to pay for themselves. So I need to promote to the next level or my family is not going to get there. So when you wake up every day with that intention, there's no way you're going to go to sleep without enrolling people. You're just not going to go to sleep without having enrollments. You just won't. You're just going to do everything in your power to make it happen. And that's how she felt last month. So do you guys want to ask her any questions? I'm going to mute myself.
One thing that I forgot to mention too, that when I started this business, I didn't have a Facebook page or Instagram page or any social media platform. Like I didn't have anything. I remember I signed up and Mary's like, "What's your Facebook page so I can see how you look like?" I'm like, "I'll send you a picture because I don't have a Facebook." And Mary was like, "What?" And I said, "Don't worry, I'll open one." And I opened one right the same day and added her next day. So I think Mary was my first friend. And I started with 0 friends. I was living in a shelter, so I didn't have friends. I had gone through like the worst experience ever in my family. We lost our home, and I didn't the whatever friends I had no contact with for like the past 2 years. So there was no way I was gonna go and, "Hey, I'm selling wraps. Can you buy some off of me?" I didn't. Plus, those people didn't talk to me for 2 years while I was going through, you know, being in the shelter. Like they were not really my friends if they didn't talk to me or they didn't check up on me. So I didn't have anybody. I created a network and started working with that. A lot of the messaging that I did to the last 4 days, whoever I had contact with, because I do have friendships on Facebook that I don't even ask them to buy anything from me. Like there's girls that I interact with, and there's no interest on me like selling them something. We're generally friends on Facebook, but that day I asked them if they would help me out, and they did. They bought something off of me, and they became my loyal customers just to help me out. But yes, I built a relationship with them on social media. I comment, I like, I doing the birthdays on a daily basis helps, create a relationship with somebody when you've never had contact. Like when I see the birthdays pop up and I've never messaged that person before, boom, that's gonna be my first time that I'm gonna interact with this person. And guess what? It's to say happy birthday and give them a nice little wish. And from there, it's just gonna like continue to build up. So definitely building relationships is gonna help build your business. And like Melissa said, we're not telling you guys, or she's not telling you guys to call and cold message the world, because that's not what anybody wants to. Like if somebody cold messaged me the other day and I didn't like that. And it was an It Works girl and said, "Hey girl, can I ask you a question?" And I go look at her and I'm like, "Wait, you never interacted with me and you want to ask me a question?" I don't really know what she was gonna ask me. So be careful with that too. You want to make sure that you're interacting daily with people, and next thing you know, they're gonna watch your live video like Melissa said, or your post, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, what is that?" Actually, this Saturday I've been interacting with this girl that does lashes, and I've never asked her to buy anything from me. I just been like, "Oh my god, I love the lashes." I inboxed her and asked her for prices. I told her that soon I was gonna get them done, but I haven't given her a date. But I've been interacting with her on her page. "Oh my god, these are beautiful." And next thing you know, she saw one of my snap videos I posted on Facebook on Saturday about the coffee, and she's like, "Do you sell this?" And I inboxed her, and she bought a 5-day sample off of me, and now she wants to get chocolate greens. And the next step is just to become a loyal customer. But I already have that. If she wants coffee, she's gonna get it from me. Is there anything? I know I was gonna say something else. If I remember, I'll say it. But I had something else that I wanted to say.
Well, while you gather your thoughts, I did a poll just like Mary did in Legendaries this morning. I did the same one on my team page, and I asked everybody, who really wants to promote to Ruby Emerald to make 500 to 1,000? If yes, what's holding you back? Have you been doing the tasks in the push group daily? And did you watch the training video last night? Okay. everybody was 100% honest, and I appreciate 100% honest, because if I don't get 100% honest from you guys, I don't know how to help you, because I'm not in your head and I don't know what you're thinking. So I gave them 3 things to vote, same thing as Mary. I really want this promotion. I'm doing everything right, but I don't feel like I'm making progress. I really want this, but I feel lost. What should I be doing every day to reach that goal? And I'm holding myself back, but not doing the daily tasks and struggling with time management. So do you want to address any of those? Because I can address them, you can address them. Mama. Either way, it's good with me.
Time management is a hard one for me because I'm horrible. I'm not an organized person. Plus, I have 2 kids. One of them has special needs, so it's really hard. Really, it's extremely hard for me to get myself on a set schedule. But I know it's possible. It's just I haven't committed to like really make it happen. But I do make sure that I take time somewhere during the day to do some income producing activities. If you look at my page, there's times where I go big gaps without posting, but for sure I'm messaging somebody to either host a post. Oh, that's another thing that I was going to touch on. Host a post makes it so easy to like cold message because they're interested in the product. All you have to do is give them info and then follow up. So going back to time management, you know, I make sure that I at least commit to myself to sit down for, you know, increments like of 15 to 30 minutes during the day and tell the kids, you know, I need to sit down, I need to do this, and they're gonna be busy with something, and message people to either host a post or do follow-ups with people that told me that they want to buy before. So you just have to like, I mean, being on a schedule is not for everybody. And I mean, like I said, I couldn't make it happen. It's just, I live such a life that on the go, like today, I was supposed to be back at home, and then my husband needs to come to work. We're sitting outside his job because he needs to come and do some paperwork. And my life is like that. So it's like schedules really don't exist. Like it's so hard, but I have to make sure I sit down and I commit to do something for my business. Otherwise, it's not going to grow. Otherwise, it's just going to stay still.
Okay, so
Mama.
stop.
Mama. Mama.
So I'm looking at those options. Okay. So she talked about time management and daily tasks and struggling to do them. Personally, I want to tell you guys, I think you guys have the wrong impression of how I work my business throughout the day. Okay, I'm not organized either. The reason I make lists is because I'm not organized. Sometimes I can't even make a list because she will literally, in her playpen, grab the things off the coffee table that I have set aside to make myself organized, and she will crumble those papers into little balls. She did it yesterday. So sometimes sitting down and writing a list, I can't even do that. You guys are lucky. You don't have a kid ruining your papers and your pens and breaking things constantly that you have to chase around all day long. Like, you guys don't have that obstacle. I would love to have the focused time that you two can dedicate to your business to mine every day. But unfortunately, that's not my life right now. I have to work with what's going on. I can't change my circumstances. What I can change is what I do every day towards my business to change my family's circumstances. I'm tired of my husband sleeping all day and working all night and me not seeing him. I'm tired of not being able to go to breakfast with my family on the weekend like everybody else can. That's why I do this. That's what pushes me every day to do the things that I don't want to do. So I'm not saying, you know, dread doing your tasks or don't have fun doing your tasks. Like, I'm not saying do that either. But I'm just saying I don't have the best time management skills either. So what do I do? What do I do to work around that? What I do is, and I've told you guys this several times, there's a 5:30 a.m. Zoom every morning. There's no reason why we can't all be on it. Like, what are you doing? Sleeping? I mean, do you want to sleep or do you want to make money? Because that's what you have to ask yourself. How hungry are you? How bad do you want it? Are you willing to get up at 5 for an hour? No one's going to die. Like, you can go back to sleep later. You can take naps. No one's going to wake you up later. Like, I can't take naps because I have a toddler. So I have to work when she's sleeping. So we have 5:30 a.m. Zooms. Anna, who's my accountability partner on Mary Peralta's team, has committed to me, and I have committed to her, to do 9 a.m. power hours on the same Zoom number as the 5:30 ones, and also 9 p.m. power hours, because she has 2 little kids at home. She has 5 kids, and she went diamond last month. 5 kids under the age of 10, I think, right? I don't know how old her oldest is, but I don't even think they're teenagers or anything. But she has 2 little ones, I think like a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. And then she's got 2 older ones. And yeah, 5 kids. Like, we have no excuse to not figure out what time we can do this during our day. But she is relentless. She is on that power hour at 5:30 almost every single day. And when I don't show up, she's like, where were you? So she's my accountability partner. And I recommend that, because you two have a similar goal, that you make each other accountability partners and say, hey, did you do what you said you were going to do? Because we're making money here. So we got to do what we said we're going to do. You know, time management is a big one. I'm still always adjusting to new schedules in my house, and it's a constant struggle for me too. So 5:30 Zooms are where it's at. I tried to make my daughter stay asleep till 11 o'clock so I could get in like a good 5 hours of solid work. To be honest with you, that worked for like 2 days, and then I had to adjust again. Like, it's a constant adjustment over here. I don't have a schedule. I'm sure if I did, my life would be a lot easier and a lot less stressful, but I just have to take each day as it comes, you know? Like, that's just what happens. You know, last week she had a fever. She was up 3-4 times during the night. Like, obviously that's going to be a different day than a day where she's healthy and fine. So that's my 2 cents on time management, is figure out what works for you. We're now going to be having 3 power hours a day, 5:30, 9 a.m., 9 p.m. If you can commit to be on those 3 every day, with the exception of Saturday and Sunday, I think we just do the 5:30 on Saturday in the morning, you're going to promote. Because all the things that we do during that hour are income producing activities. It's just 5 or 6 tasks. That's it. And if you do that 1 or 2 more times during the day, you're going to get results. You're going to get enrollments. And you have the rest of your day to do whatever you want. You don't have to work all day. You don't. But if you're spinning your wheels and you're like constantly like watching videos and doing all this stuff, stop it with that. That doesn't make you money. Just stop doing that. I know, I'm guilty of it too. I like to be on team pages all day. I like to watch videos. I have put the brakes on that. I don't watch videos unless somebody that makes more money than me says to me, you need to watch this video. Then I watch the video, but I usually do it when I'm in my car running an errand, or she's taking a nap, or I'm doing the dishes, something where I can be doing something else, not just sitting there watching a video. I just squeeze it in wherever I can, but I don't like spending time watching videos because that doesn't make me money. Information doesn't make you money. Action makes you money. So that's what I have for time management and daily tasks. You guys have daily tasks. I started this push group for you guys to have daily tasks. Okay? If what I put in the group is too much or too overwhelming for you and you need like a condensed version, or you need to say to me, Melissa, you know what, that's just a lot. Like, I can't even, let's just start with 3 things I have to do every day. Okay, let's come up with something for you. Let's come up with something that works for you. But if you guys don't tell me what your struggles are, I can't help you because I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So I'm glad that you guys all voted on this. It's super helpful to me so I can know how to help you. And then what was the other one? I really want this, but feel so lost when I should be doing every day to reach that goal. I feel like the 5 people that voted on that, 2 of you are new, so that's understandable. But the other 3 of you that voted on that, you guys have been around for a year, 2 years. You should know by now. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be 100% real. You should know what you should be doing every day. And if you don't, you need to figure that out today. Send me a message and say, I don't know, I'm lost. Let's start on something. Let's create a habit here. Let's do something I can stick to. We'll come up with it together. That's fine. And I felt like that many times, you guys, many times in the 5 years I've been doing this, almost at the end of this month. So it's okay to feel like that. And it's okay to not know what to do, because we're used to going to jobs and having bosses and having them tell us what to do. So it's normal. It's just part of being a leader. But I'm going to tell you this, you can't lead a team if you don't know how to lead yourself first. Okay, so God's not going to give you a team that you want if you're not doing it yourself. Okay, 100% honest on that. Okay, what is the last one? I really want this promotion, doing everything right, but I feel like I'm not making the progress that I want. That is 100% mindset thing. So I want Jessica to talk about that, because she has come such a long way in her mindset from when she started. So I want her to address that, because you guys know what I have to say about mindset. I talk about mindset every day. So I'm going to let Jessica take that one.
What was that vote again?
I really want this promotion and I'm doing everything right, but I don't feel like I'm making the progress I want. So what would
Okay, I have 2 things to say about that. I was one of those people that thought I was doing everything in my power and I deserved a promotion. It's like it had to come to me because I have been doing this for almost 2 years. Like, come on, God, like do something, like make a miracle. But at the same time, I was lying to myself. I wasn't doing certain things I was supposed to do, which is messaging. And the one thing that I think it was Rachel, I forget her last name, that came up with the host to post that was, given to us as a tool to stop the cold messaging. And it's like, I'm not using it. Like, if you ask me how many times I asked people last month to host a post for me, it wasn't even 10 people. So I wasn't really putting in the work. I was posting, I was creating stories, I was doing personal development, I was doing training, It Works training, because I like watching Joel Dunn and Stephanie Dunn. But there was things I wasn't doing, and those were the income producing activities. So that's one of the things that you may want to look at, see if you're really doing all the stuff that you're supposed to, the ones that make you money, which is following up, messaging, and talking to people every day, either belly to belly or on social media. And then the other thing is also, like, there's times that I've gotten frustrated because I was doing everything, but I wasn't landing anybody. Like, I'm doing all this messaging, and nobody's like committing. They say they're gonna buy and then they don't, or I give them pricing and they go ghost or whatever. And then I get frustrated because I'm like, dude, this time I did talk to 100 people. Like, come on, God, give me somebody, because I talked to 100 people. But then I said to myself, too. Like, okay, you spoke to 100 people, you provided information to 100 people. Now you're gonna follow up with those 100 people, and they're gonna come to you. So I have to sit down and tell myself, like, okay, these are 100 new people that are interested in something that you have. So now you have to build relationships so they can trust you and hand you their information and hand you the money or buy something off of you, because they also want to see that you're using the product. Okay, she's using it, so it's working. Once they have that trust, they'll order from you. So it's like you're planting the seed from those 100 people, and they're gonna come to you. You just don't give up. Don't give up, because you're like that. What it's harvesting, right? Like you're gonna plant a seed and it's just gonna come. It's gonna come to you. You need to water it. It's gonna grow, and it's gonna happen. Now, when it comes to mindset, although there was within those 4 days, there was times where I'm like freaking out and saying, no, this is not going to happen. It's too much volume. First of all, I didn't do it all by myself. It was my team. I did put in a lot of volume all on my own, which it was 2,000. The rest was my team. They came up with 1,500 and I came up with 2,000. We did it together. But I told myself, Jessica, you can do this. Jessica, you got this. You've been working for this for a year and a half. You got this. And I really just had to get out of my comfort zone. And once I sent the first 20 messages and people started responding, I'm like, okay, I could do this. And I started believing in yourself. So mindset is something that it's so crucial for your business, because if you don't believe you can do something, it's not going to happen. But the minute you tell yourself, yes, you can, yes, I can, and I will make it happen, it will happen. Because I told Mary, I can, I'll do this. And I just started working for it without really thinking about the big number. I was just working. And the minute my partner, Teresa, was sending me the numbers, like the updates of like what volume was left, I doubted myself. But the minute I'm like, okay, ignore that, just keep pushing, keep working for it, I kept like, believing in myself and having that mindset that it was possible, and I was gonna do it. But it took for me to tell myself, you got this. So that's important, believing in yourself and taking action.
Did you hear what she said? She committed herself to the process, not the results. She committed herself to the process. Okay, I'm going to send out 100 messages. Okay, they asked me for info, but they didn't buy a damn thing. Now what do I do? I'm going to believe this is going to happen. So let me go back to those 100 people and let me follow up with them. Here's a great follow-up that I tried last night after I watched this distributor training video that Christina Whiteley put in the video. And she said, and I think this is so true and so brilliant that she said this, is it's not anybody's job to buy something from me. It's just my job to talk to them and see what they're up to. Just be their friend. So what she does is, as a follow-up message, and this is not spammy at all, because I know sometimes you guys are concerned about being spammy, and I totally get that, and it's because you're yellow. So get out of your yellow comfort zone for a minute and realize that it's not being spammy. What she says is, I have been so busy. I am so sorry I did not follow up with you. I've been doing this, that, and the other, whatever she's up to. She travels a lot, so she'll say like, oh, I was here, I was there, whatever I was doing. You can say whatever you were doing this weekend. Monday is a great day to follow up. Mondays and Fridays are wonderful follow-up days because you can automatically ask somebody how their weekend was. You don't have anything else to say to them. So what she does is she says, I've been so busy. I'm so sorry I didn't catch up with you. How are you? That's it. That's all she says. That's her follow-up. And then they sign themselves up. They're like, oh yeah, I said I was going to buy that coffee from you, huh? I totally forgot. You know what? I get paid on Friday. She said it works like a charm every single time. And I tried it last night on somebody that I was like, okay, let's try this out, Christina. Let's see what's up. So I'm rebellious by nature. So I'm like, okay, let me see this. Let me see if this is true. You know, like that's what I always think in my head. Like, let me see if this one's going to work for me. So I saw there was this girl on that I had no idea has been watching my lives or my stories. She asked me about the business. She blew me off after I had a super long conversation with her, and she was like ready to sign up. She asked me for a video. She asked me for information. She asked me all this back and forth, and you guys know how much I hate the back and forth. I tried to get her on the phone. She would not get on the phone because this, that, and the other came up. Her dad's very sick, so her life's kind of crazy right now. Then I saw this girl bought a freaking car. She didn't want to sign up for $20, and she bought a freaking car. And I was like, oh no, this girl, no. So then I was like talking to Taina about it, and I was like, what do I even say? Because Taina is super good at enrolling distributors. I'm like, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, what do I say? She goes, just say to her, like she's missing out, and say, hey, I forgot to mention there's a $3,000 guarantee if you get started. So that was on red. Like she had read it, but she never responded. And I was like, okay, we're just going to leave it there. So then last night, I think she sent me a message. Let me read you the message. I did what Christina Whiteley does, and it worked really well. My memory is not as good as it used to be. Okay. So she said, oh, I remember why she messaged me. She messaged me. I didn't message her. She saw my dinner that I'm back on keto, and I posted like what I ate, and she liked it, and she replied, looks good. So then I wrote, yeah, it was delicious. I have a cruise next month. I have to be bikini ready. And then she's like, oh my gosh, that's right. You're beautiful. Once I get my father situated, I hope I can stay on a good diet. I need to get back in shape, family first, then it's my turn. So then I'm just being like 100% genuine friend, like how I am. This is my personality. And I just said, you always got to put yourself first. You can't pour from an empty cup. Mothers, we do the impossible every day, but we have to pour some of that into ourselves. I'm so sorry I haven't followed up with you. Here's where I use Christina's line. I'm so sorry I haven't followed up with you about your dad. I've been mega busy with my business. How are you? How's your dad? Listen to what she responded, okay? Because I want you guys to realize what happens when you're talking to a potential, when you come at it from a perspective like, how are you? How can I help you? Without exactly saying those words, but from having that energy of like, what can I do to serve you? Because we're in a service business, okay? So if you hate people and you don't like talking to them, you need to change your attitude about that and realize that we're in a service business where we serve people. We serve people to help them get healthier, and we serve people to help them see that their life can be amazing with this business and they can turn it around, whatever's going on in their life. This lady stuck out to me because my heart goes out to her situation. So I was just being a friend, and then look what she writes back, you guys. Look what she writes back. Ghosted me, didn't respond to me. I had a whole conversation. All of a sudden, she's chatting with me, okay? So this is what she says. He's getting worse, but moving him to Roseville by Sacramento, so it will be better. He is declining so fast. When all is said and done, I'll make time for me. Watching all your videos, I had no idea she was watching them. You do make me feel like anything is possible. Just because I'm putting myself out there and I'm telling people, I reached this goal. That took me years to get there. Okay? Even if you haven't reached your goal, doesn't matter. People still like to know what you're going for. They like to know where you're going. Okay? Thank you for asking about my dad. I'm behind just on a slight pause, but you make me feel like anything is possible with the work you do with everyone. You guys, we have an extremely unique culture on our teams. Everyone in this company does not have the culture that we have on our teams. You all are proud of it. You all talk about it constantly. Talk about it on social media, okay? Paint a picture for people. Make them know when they join this team, they're gonna have help. They're gonna have self-development. They're gonna be a better person because of it. They're gonna work on themselves because of it. They're gonna lose weight because of it. They're gonna be in better shape because of it. They're going to have an amazing life deciding to do this. When you talk to people coming from that perspective and knowing that to be the truth, even if you haven't made a damn dollar in this business yet, but I know you guys have, but I'm saying, like, even if you're brand spanking new, the reason you did this, it's different for everybody. But, and I know us yellows, this makes us very uncomfortable. We don't like people knowing about our business. We don't like the spotlight. We don't like people knowing our intimate details of our life, but that is part of this business. People don't join you because you're successful. People join you because of your struggle. That's what they relate to, is your struggle. Okay? Mary, you made an amazing post this weekend that you tagged me in. Yes, I saw it, even though I didn't comment. I saw that. Amazing. If you were to put that in a video and put it as a link on your profile, girlfriend, people would be signing up with you left and right, because what you said about your life before this business is very true for a lot of people. So your success doesn't matter. I don't want you guys to think like, just because I went diamond last month and like all these people are like coming to me and enrolling with me. No, okay, I have to work just like you guys do. I do. And last month, I'll tell you guys, I didn't have one single enrollment until March 17th. On the month I was going for a promotion. Do you know how nerve-wracking that is? Do you know how doubtful that is? It shook me to my core. I was like, how is this even going to happen? Like, this has to be a miracle from God, because there's no other way. Like, I don't even know how this is coming together. Like, I haven't even signed anybody. It's the 17th of the month. How is this possible? Okay, so I want you guys to know you can turn this right around today with your energy. Right around. Immediately. If you're just doing the things you should be doing and having the attitude to do them with. That's it. I'm done going off on a rampage here. I think you guys got what I'm saying, even though you're on mute and I can't see your faces. But I hope this was helpful. I hope that hearing this, not just from me, but from somebody else that had even more volume to bring in last month, and she did it in 4 days. What the heck? What was the number again? 3,000 what?
3,447. And when I closed the promotion on Sunday, I sat down and I was thinking to myself, like, how did I let myself lose my Ruby a couple times? Like, it was only 2,000 in volume, and there was times where I was only missing like 200 or less than 200, and I would lose rank because of 200 in volume. And I'm like, I came up with all this volume. Well, like I said, it wasn't all by myself, but it was a big chunk was all me. And I'm like, what in the world? What was I thinking? But it's all mindset, because I didn't believe I could come up with 200 in 2 days. I thought it was impossible, but I didn't believe it, and I didn't want to get out of my comfort zone and just message a couple people. Like, there were distributors that they were willing to order something just to help out. There were old loyal customers willing to order something just to help out. And one of them already messaged me that she loved the coffee so much, she's gonna order more. She initially started with like a cleanse and fat fighters, and then never ordered anything anymore. She finished her 3 months and never ordered, but now she's in love with the coffee, so she's back on ordering again. But I never asked. Um, so yes, like just believe that you can do it. Take the action that we like the work that we should be putting in. Always looking at your back office. Going back to, if I'm a bad person to like keep list of names of people, but we have a back office where we can go and look at our loyal customers. Even the ones that we move, right, Melissa, because Teresa helped me out with that. But the ones that you move, you can still track them down and go and follow up with them. Because even if you move them at promotion time, you need so much volume that doesn't matter where they at, they can help you with that volume, with whatever they order. So it's just a matter of deciding if you want it or not. And like I said, I look back and I'm like, why did I lose rank for 200 in volume? Like, why did I let that happen? It would never happen again, that's for sure.
She got a double paycheck. She got paid
Yes,
double
I
paycheck
got,
for her, and then a Ruby paycheck for her husband.
yeah, I did that side all on my own. That was all me. I didn't have none of my girls help me with my husband's promotion because that was my responsibility to fill up all the volume on my side. And then my girls helped me on their side, and it was a team effort. But my husband was all me. It was almost 2,000 in volume that I had to come up. He was at 700 in volume, and I had to had a total of 2,000, and he ended up being over because I had extra people help me out. So I got a check from him for his account and a check from my account. So I got an emerald and a ruby check.
So you had the structure for him to go Ruby, but you didn't have the volume.
Yeah.
So you guys, she built by herself. Her team didn't help her. An entire Ruby in 4 days.
You know, this is something that I keep hearing when I listen to training videos. Like, the promotion at the end of the day is up to you. Like, yes, it's a team effort, but if you really want this enough, and you have to come up with 1,000 in volume for yourself, so you can get a rank up bonus, or so you can get that bigger paycheck, that bigger commission, it's up to you. You have to work for your business and come up for whatever you need to come up, because you can't depend on people to do it for you. So if you want something bad enough, you have to go and get it yourself. Right, Melissa?
Yeah, I didn't, I was so focused on what all of you were doing up until the end of the month practically. I almost let it slip through my fingers because I didn't make myself responsible for the part that I needed to do to make the promotion happen. But I decided that it was going to come together. And here's the thing too, is like, if you know exactly how much you need, it's not about the number and like staring at this big scary number and how am I going to do this number. Something happens when you know the number that you need for a promotion. Your subconscious mind figures out a way for that to happen. You will start getting ideas and start thinking of people to contact to make that happen. And it's not, you're not God, okay? So you don't need to know or figure out how it's going to happen, okay? Put your green away, put that away. You don't need to know how. You just need to know the number in your head and take the action. The how will work itself out. If you're working, it will work itself out. Trust me. I had some insane stuff happen.
Yeah.
That I had one more customer to come up with on the last day of the month. Okay, one more customer at like freaking, I think it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I still had one more customer to come up with on the last day of the month. And I had a friend that was going to Mexico the next day that spent $100 on product that she got from me that morning, the last day of the month. I had my aunt order $128 worth of product. She hasn't placed an order with me in, I think, like 2 years. I had what was the other crazy thing that happened? I had another customer that she actually became a distributor. She did nothing. She left her distributor account open. I was like, do you want to be a customer again? She kind of like blowed me off every time I talked to her. And I messaged her because I knew she wanted to try the collagen, but it just kind of stayed in limbo. She spent like $130 on product. And she was like, oh, I don't have to sign up and do 3 months again? Great. Yeah, let me put this big ass order in for you. I'll pay you through PayPal. I was like, what the heck? I could never get a hold of this girl. Like, she was the last person on earth I thought would come through for a promotion for me. I just didn't even think of her. But something told me that day, message her. Or I think it was like Saturday. I saw she was online and I was like, I need to message her. I don't know why, but I'm going to message her. Like, I'm hearing message her, so I'm going to message her. And then she was like, she came through. And it was crazy because I had other people in that spot where I needed the volume that told me that that they had a customer with a big order coming in, that they were going to place an order, that this, that, and the other was going to happen. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to depend on that because I don't know if that's happening. What I can control is what I'm bringing to the table. So I didn't look at my team and say like, oh, they said they're going to do this, so I'm going to wait until they do it. Like, no. When it's your promotion, you have to take control and ownership of it. You have to 100%, because if your team comes through and comes in with a big order, great. That just means you're going to get paid more. But you have to know it's going to happen for it to happen. So that's what I have to say about big numbers and volume and all that stuff. I'm going to stop this recording.